trying to keep things grounded.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't want to make something that was like too outrageous and slapstick. It wanted to feel like it could actually happen in real life. And
But I think it was like a daily thing. It was like you would do a take and you'd have to kind of look at it and say like, okay, was that too big? Was that too broad? Because we knew going in, especially Kevin really wanted it to be funny, but he wanted it to be grounded. And so that was just something we always had to be watching every day, right?
yeah, if something was getting too big, we had to reel it in, right? Like,
Yeah.
That was all KJ too. Like he was like, I don't want to do anything. Slapstick.
And he would call us out too. There was times where we were like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah.
It's a little too big.
No,
And then you do a new take where it's a little more grounded. You're like, "Yeah, that's the right move. That was the good call."
Yeah, I think we've entered like KJ's world at a point where he wanted to make films that were a little bit more grounded, and so he was really sensitive to that and wanted to make sure that, you know, whether it was Home Team or Solo Mio, and
I will say, like, working alongside KJ every day was like, you got a good sense on like what not to do.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no, like trust me, don't do that because
it was hacked.
Yeah.
it's too jokey. It's not realistic.
We would pitch ideas, right? And they were like, you know, kind of teetering on the hacky side, like
And then
unrealistic.
he would peel,
And then he would
he
go
would reel it back in.
Yeah. Or what was the worst? We make it the jokes he'd do. Like we were like we'd pitch the worst version.
Oh, the worst version.
Yeah.
The Scooby-Doo version.
The Scooby-Doo version, or just like anything. It was just like you'd come up with an idea that wasn't really.
Remember we had
That's part of the process. Yeah, that's part of the process too. It's like someone would say something, and like even KJ could be brutally honest with us, and then it's like, oh, you're gonna go like here and do this, and then we all like joke about it so much. We're like, all right, good, bad idea, you know, like.
Yeah, he would take your pitch, and he would turn it into the worst version possible. And we're like, no, like Kev, it's not that. Like it's never gonna be that. But then he was so like he was really good at that. He was so good at that. He's like, no, like this is what it could be, and people could make fun of it. And then he would win you over. Like
You're right.
Well, it's like it's testing the idea.
Yeah.
And it's like
yeah.
I think another I remember like I think there's just as far as like the balancing like comedy and emotion, I feel like something we learned on this too was like have a really emotional moment, but then undercut it with the comedy. Like I would say the ending.
That came from KJ.
Yeah,
KJ.
like
Always undercut it with the comedy.
Always undercut it with the comedy because then it's like sometimes, or because if the scene's like too much, then it's like you think if the scene's too emotional, it could come off as you're trying too hard, you know, and then
A little pretentious.
the comedy is kind of like a wink to the audience, like we know what this is, kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like
a perfect
self-aware.
example is the end with Heather, where they have their moment, right? Remember and then there's that joke where he's like, "I wish you gave me the letter a little sooner," you know, or that was the best. What was it? The best breakup letter ever had. Like that, you know, that breaks the tension and it gets people to laugh.
Laugh and tear up. Yeah.